What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, I just want to say if you're a fan of those Legends of the Game, then I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. And in the comments section down below, let me know a legend you'd like to see me do a build on, past or present. I'd be more than happy to do that build for you. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So guys, it's been a few days since I've recorded anything, and as you may be able to hear, I do have a, apparently it's an upper respiratory infection. I'm not really sure. Went to the doctor, that's what they called it. So, but yeah, anyway, for the past couple of days, I haven't really been able to talk at all. But I'm able to talk now, so I was like, hey, there's no better time than now to do a video. And I'm hoping I can get through this without going too hoarse at some point. Or sounding like I've smoked a pack of Marlboros, for 30 years every day. I don't know. But yeah, today we're going to be doing a build on Kevin Durant. To me, he's offensively, he's one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. I don't really think that you can say otherwise. And I know that, Kevin Durant, he's not really been someone that's proven that they can win as, as that main guy, I guess, because, even though to me in Golden State, he was the best player on the court for that team. Whenever he was on the court, that in a way, I mean, that was still Steph's team, right? So I don't know if, you could look at it as he was the best player on that team and he carried that team. And I would say this, I don't know if that Golden State Warriors team without Kevin Durant is winning a ring, but at the same time, Kevin Durant hasn't done a whole lot outside of his success with Golden State, aside from, the run that he had with the Thunder. But I mean, I don't really fault him for that failure because one, they were all pretty young still. And two, it's proven to be really, really difficult to win with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. So I don't know how much I would put against Kevin Durant. And then now with Kyrie, as much talent as those three guys have, it seems like they make it really difficult to win. So I don't really know if I would hold that against Kevin Durant, as far as his career goes. Do I feel like maybe he's made some really poor decisions? I do. I mean, I think his best option would have been to stay in Golden State and continue winning titles, because let's face it, if he stays in Golden State and if he stays healthy, even when Clay goes down, if the core of, KD, Steph, and Draymond is on the court, they're going to win. All right. And could you imagine them this year, guys? I mean, Steph, you've got Clay back. You've got which it may have changed. I mean, Poole may not have been as good as he is if KD was there, of course. But I'm saying if Poole, was the same player that he is today, despite playing alongside Kevin Durant, and then you've got KD, you've got Green. Oh man, I mean they would just have they would be unbeatable, hands down. I mean they're almost unbeatable now. But hey, I'm hoping my sons can do it. If they do end up playing them, I'm hoping my sons can pull it off. Because guys, everybody, I'm going to leave this about Kevin Durant. I'm not going to go off, but that gives me an idea for the next video for sure. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this video. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this. And I'm going to kind of try to keep it short, guys, because, well, it's really difficult for me to talk for long spurts without, going crazy with coughing and things. So, first way you could do this is the pure green pie chart. Of course, you're going to go speed with the pure green because, well, shooting just kills all speed, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it does happen. So with this, we're going to max out our close shot, our driving layup, our driving dunk, and our standing dunk. Now you're only going to have one finishing badge. If you were to take and you were to, max out your post hook, you can get 8. But you don't really want to be putting those on your finishing just, with this build, you want to focus on this, right? You want to get as many of those shooting badges as possible. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to take the post fade up to 91 if you want those 30 shooting badges. Now, if you're somebody, if you're okay with 27, then I would just leave the post fade there. And I would max out my pass accuracy, my ball handling. And I would take my post control up to 31 just so I can get that 6 playmaking badge because that will be important in this build. And then I would go ahead and do perimeter, lateral, not steal. And then I would do my block, then my offensive, and then my defensive rebound. And that's going to leave you with 12 remaining, attribute points. So if you wanted to put them here to get up to 8, you could do that. Or if you wanted to put them on your post fade to get a few more shooting badges, you could do that. But I feel like with this build, you definitely want to put it on playmaking because you're going to need that. We'll go compact, of course. And we'll be, of course, 6'10", 240. Now here, guys, you could leave the wingspan as it is if you want that shooting. But I would go ahead and max this out to get improvements to the dunking and the ability to block because KD is a pretty solid shot blocker. For your takeover, I would do spot up shooter. And you have built a facilitating shooter, which isn't necessarily KD. But with this particular pie chart, that's the closest you're going to get to KD. I'm going to show you another way, and this is the way that I would actually do this build. It's still a pretty similar build, but it's not exactly the same. And to get that, we would do this pie chart right here. Oh, wait, not that pie chart. Where's the pie chart this one right here? The one that's mostly shooting with a little bit less finishing. Of course, again, we're going to do speed. We're going to max out again, just like before, our driving layup, close shot, driving dunk, and our standing dunk. This time we get 12 finishing badges. And then we're going to max out our mid-range. We're going to max out our three-point. And we're going to max out our free throw. Now, if you wanted to take this up a few ticks just to get that 20th badge, you have to take it up 5 ticks. You could do that. It's really dependent on you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the pass accuracy up to 70. Then I'm going to take the ball handling all the way up. And then if you wanted to take this up just enough to get those 6, because like I said, 6 playmaking badges because of the height of this build is going to be very important. And then we're going to max out our perimeter defense on this one. We'll also do our interior. We'll do lateral. Not the steal. We're going to do block. And then we're going to do offensive. And then we'll put the rest on the defensive rebounding. Now, if you wanted to switch these two around and max out your defense and then put the rest on your offense, you could do that as well. Of course, again, we're going to be compact. Then we're going to be 6'10", 240 because, guys, in all honesty, KD is the most compact 6'10", 240 ball player I've ever seen. I don't think that he's 240, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to max out our wingspan on this. Now, I know that does hurt your mid-range and that hurts your three-point shot. But, guys, with a 76 mid-range and a 74 three-point shot, when you get this build maxed out, you're going to be pretty deadly with that. Plus, with the size of this build, you're going to be good. You're going to be able to shoot over most players, very similar to Kevin Durant. But you're going to have a decent driving dunk. You're going to have a good driving layup, a good standing dunk, a good close shot. It's going to be a lot like Kevin Durant in some aspects, but you're not going to have like the really good ball handling that he has for his size and things with this build. It just, unless you go pure yellow, you're not getting that. And that, if that's a thing, then you would have to go pure yellow, or at least have yellow in the build. I just feel like you want to focus on shooting and finishing with the KD build. For your takeover, I mean, if you want to focus more on that slashing, you could. But I would just do spot up shooter. I feel like that's the best one to do with this build. And you have built a rugged wing. So, guys, like I said, it's not the offensive threat that you should get when you do a Kevin Durant build or anything like that, because that's basically what Kevin Durant is. But one, you've got a really cool name that you're not going to see a lot of people on the courts with at all. It's going to be able to play very, very well. You're going to have a good shot. You're going to be able to finish the ball. You're going to be decent on defense. You're not going to be a scrub if you choose the right badges, on playmaking. And the badges that I would do on this, guys, is I would just do unstrippable and tight handles or something like that, because you want to try to build up that as much as possible. But if you look at the shades of guys, I mean, you got Lamar Odom, which was one of the most versatile players to play for a long time. You've also got Brandon Ingram and Jason Tatum. Those are all three really, really solid small forwards. None of them are on the level of Kevin Durant. Jason Tatum could get there at some point. And even Brandon Ingram, I mean, the way he played this postseason, I mean, he's showing signs of improvement, and that's really, really good. I mean, I really think if the Pelicans can get Zion back and, get him really focused on playing with Zion, Ingram, and CJ, I mean, they've got a chance. They've got a real good chance to be, I wouldn't say necessarily, I don't see them beating teams like the Suns, or even if the Grizzlies continue to improve. But I mean, guys, they're going to be up there. I could see them being a top 5 or 6 team in the West. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I could see that if they get Zion back, and Zion if his mind is right, I could definitely see that. But yeah, guys, I mean, I feel like either one of these two builds, and like I said, with I'm not really going to show you the badges or anything, because, well, you're going to pick the badges that you like to play with. But listen, if you want a really good build that plays very, very well in all aspects of the game, this is that build. And you also get like I said, it's going to be a very, very rare name that you have. You're not going to see anyone else on the courts with a rugged wing build. Oh man, with this, it's made me unable to talk, guys. If I'm honest, it's just awful. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really rare build, and you're not going to see a lot of it, and it's going to play really, really nice. And I don't know. I mean, it's fun to play with, and it doesn't, like I said, I'm not going to say that it has the shooting that a Kevin Durant build should have, but it plays really, really nice. And if you take good shots, you're going to be able to knock down a lot of those shots. But if you wanted to go the other route and do the pure green, that's a good build as well. You're just going to be a little bit slower. You're not going to be able to finish at the basket you're not going to be able to finish at the basket as good as you can now. And you're going to be lacking a little bit on the defensive end that you may not lack so much with this build. But it's it's whatever you choose to play with, guys. And I do apologize. I mean, it's been a few days since I've uploaded. Like I said, I've just not been feeling well at all. I'm starting to feel better though, and I wanted to do this build. The next build is going to be one that I'm really excited about. It's one that I'd been thinking about doing anyway, and then earlier in this video, it was something I'd said earlier in this video really got me wanting to do it, so I'm going to definitely do that. Hey, and it may come out shortly after this video's uploaded. I don't know. We'll see. But with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would posterize that like button. And if you like those legends of the game, I would recommend subscribing to the channel. And in the comment section down below, guys, let me know a legend you'd like to see me do a build on, past or present. I'd be more than happy to do that build. Or if you just want to comment down below the irony of a Kevin Durant build getting the name of a rugged wing, because I mean, KD has been injury prone in his career. So I mean, if you wanted to do that, I mean, let's hear it down in the comments below. Because I'll be honest, that was one of the first things I thought about too. But hey, it's a rare build. It plays really nice, and that's two things that some people really enjoy. So, with that being said, have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.